We're here on Shrimp's Player with Morecambe manager Jim Bentley the Monday following the Exeter match that wasn't. Jim, it must have been a frustrating trip for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you get all your preparation done on the Friday, travelling down. We were a little bit hindered training wise. We were meant to train at Cheltenham, good mates with Morecambe, but unfortunately got a phone call on Friday morning saying that their training facility was waterlogged, their training ground. So we got down, we found a bit of a field by the hotel, which a few of the lads went on. The keepers went on, just around the corner, and quite a few went in the gym. Then we had a good half an hour meeting on the Saturday. You know, we've named the team, gone through, you know, bits and pieces that we needed to do. So everyone's set, ready and raring to go. The team's picked. You know, all we had to do is motivate them when we got to the ground. But as soon as we walked in, to be fair, you know, when we were having the meeting, you could see the rain. When we drove to the ground, the 5-10 minutes on the coach, it was unbelievable. You know yourself. And then when we walked in, you know, you could just start seeing the puddles form. You know, and like the goal mouth and things like that. So it wasn't looking great from when we first arrived. And then obviously the referee, as soon as he threw the first ball, it just didn't bounce. Then he rolled the ball, it didn't roll.
But it was bizarre. I spoke to my mate down there at 12 o'clock and he said the pitch was absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And then the heavens opened at 1 because we were on the motorway at the time. And it was scary.
Yeah. Well, I spoke to their manager and he said there was no problem at 12 o'clock. It's a good pitch, Exeter, to be fair. You know, it's full of grass. So
it's a novelty.
Yeah, it was you know, more than playable, but as you say, that downpour that comes unbelievable. So frustrating, but you can't do nothing about it. There's no use moaning about it. You know, it's no one's fault. It happens. You know, if you wanted it to happen, obviously you wanted to be at Fleetwood or Atkinson or something like that. So you're on the doorstep. But you know, all those hours down there, hours coming back, and now we'll have to do it again on a Tuesday. So it is what it is, but you battle on.
And fair play to the 30 odd fans that made the trip down there.
Yeah, excellent. You know, that's what supporting your team's all about. You know, I'd like to thank every one of them individually. You know, fantastic effort by them, and you know, a couple of them are staff here, which I got a text from the dude in the pub round the corner. I couldn't believe that it had been called off. So sorry for them, but again, life goes on. But you know, it's fantastic effort by them to get down there, and unfortunate for them as much as us that it was called off.
Well, I was in that pub, and the talk around that was that we had a few injury problems. Is that true? We
did do, yeah. We had a few from the previous game. Yeah, I don't think it's, you know, Mark Hughes underplayed. Andy Parrish hadn't trained all week, but he was set to play.
Right.
Mark Hughes got about 8 stitches in his shin from a tackle late on against Morecambe. So he wouldn't have played. Parrish had a knock on his ankle, but he was down to play, but hadn't trained all week. Andy Wright had trained one day. He was due to play, but he's been on for a month.
Yeah.
McCready was complaining about a little bit of illness on Friday. You know, not too bad Saturday morning, to be fair, when he got up. So we had 1 or 2, but mainly in the defensive line. So there you go.
Should be all right for this weekend, though.
They'll be all right this weekend, yeah. I think usually he did a little bit on the pitch next to the hotel on Friday because of the area it is. Once you start kicking balls, you start getting warm. He felt it sweat on a bit, and you know, described as if it was going to pop. So the team would have been, if you want to know.
Okay, go on.
Would have been Roach, Wright, Parrish, McCready, Threlfall, Drummond, Kenyon, Fleming, Redshaw, Ellison, and Hammond.
Right, okay. Not too bad then.
No. And the score would have been 3-1.
Yeah.
No, hopefully,
yeah. We'll take the points. But speaking of that, you know, in all seriousness, we are sitting in 9th at the moment, which was, you know, it's pretty impressive in relation to our wage budget. Yeah, do you think the players are still in touch?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've got to keep believing. You know, you've seen how tight the league is. You can string 3 or 4 wins together, you know, pushes you right back up there.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, you know, you lose 3 or 4, and you get dragged right back down into it. You know, when you got teams, you know, Accrington are strengthening. You know, Bristol Rovers a big club. Plymouth have just paid big money for the centre forward. Portsmouth new manager bringing players in. Northampton set to sign a new manager, looking like bringing new players in. So they're all behind us, all strengthening, all, you know, majority of them bigger clubs than us.
You know what the next question is then, don't you? I mean, it's
that's not well. That's I'm just starting on the negative side of things, but the positive side of things, if you can, win a couple, push you right back in there, because the league is that tight. So we're just on a knife edge at the moment. We've done fantastic so far for what we've done. A little bit frustrated because you always want more, and I believe that we should have got more. Just certainly the last 5 games. I'm big on set plays for and against. We practiced them. If you take the last 5 games out and the goals that we conceded, it would have been 5 clean sheets. If you had tightened up on set plays, so but these things happen. You look at Man United yesterday. That's at the top level. They couldn't, defend them. Sometimes it goes down in cycles. Sometimes, I remember the first year we were here. I think we didn't concede inside the box for something like 12, 13 goals.
You're still playing them that way, Jim?
No. But that's the way football is, you know what I mean? It's not for the ones that try. It just comes down to individual error at the end of the day. Everyone's assigned a player to pick up, but no, we're just going off track there. But they're still in sight.
Yeah.
And we'll give it our best go.
It's very tight though, isn't it?
It is. It's very tight from top to bottom, and we know we're capable of beating anyone, but we know we're capable of losing against anyone. And that's the league. We can go 8 or 9 games unbeaten, which we're proving. And we could certainly go 6 or 7 without winning. So, but majority of the teams have done that. I think the only team who's shown a little bit of consistency of late, and that's what's got them to the top of the table, is Scunthorpe.
Yeah.
But they've just gone out and spent 300 grand on a centre forward. Probably a decent fee on Sears, the midfielder as well from Doncaster. They're in a position to do that. We're not, unfortunately. But we've got an unbelievable spirit. We've got an honest bunch, an honest board who run the club the right way. I should imagine there'll be a few clubs this year going to be very disappointed if they don't get promoted. I'm going to find it even harder to balance the books because it's getting tighter and tighter. But we know what we're dealing with. A few big names as well down at the bottom struggling as well. It is. I mean, Bristol Rovers are a massive club. Plymouth up until a few weeks ago, they've got their act together and they've signed a good centre forward. They're just behind us now. Cheltenham were in the playoffs, they're below us. No one bigger than Portsmouth, that's these opponents. They've lost the manager and brought in a good mate of mine, Richie Barker, who seems to have steadied the ship, not conceding as many goals. Yeah. But when you're bringing players off the bench like Connolly, like they did on Saturday, who I thought was one of the best players we've played against this year, it says it all. Big squad, massive following. A big club for this level, even the level above. Yeah. Fantastic fans. So when you look at them, and even into Northampton, bottom of the league, beating playoff finals last year. So it's crazy. The league's absolutely mad. But we're sitting in 9th. We haven't won in 4 games, 1 postponed Saturday, and then we haven't moved, which is unbelievable. That just shows what type of crazy league it is this year. Yeah. But we've got an important month coming up where we need to get some points on the board just to make sure that we're looking up rather than below. Good
stuff. Well, I'm still going to ask the question. January, I mean, we I think you were quoted in the paper saying you wanted to bring a couple in, and then last week it was quoted again. We might not be bringing anybody in. What's the latest, Jim?
We're always looking. We've got targets. Myself and Kenny always go and watch games, and we always identify targets. It's difficult at league level because you're bottom of the pecking order in that respect, and there's some big clubs below you in the conference who can pay bigger money than what we can. The chairman, the board, honest, great with me, give me what they can, so I've got a little bit of funds to go and get what I want, but I might find it hard, so we'll just, keep plugging away and seeing what's what, and maybe move one out and move one in, and maybe have a little bit left to bring someone else in. We'll have to see what's what, but it's not for the ones that sign. We've inquired about players. We inquired about one last Tuesday, Wednesday, but financially it couldn't be met between the two clubs because we couldn't afford to pay the lads' wages. We were looking at paying a percentage of it. Right. We could go down the road of taking a Championship or Premiership youngster in, but sometimes that's a case of you play them or you've got to pay for them, and I don't really want to get backed into a corner by anyone over players. No. I've seen it before with other managers. Spoke to other managers. They brought a player in. They played one game. They haven't been good enough. They haven't been able to hack the level. they sit on the sidelines for a month, they're paying the wages, and then they go back. I don't think what good that does for team spirit. Certainly as well when we've got good young lads here who we trust. You know, we're all chomping at the bit for game time ourselves, so it's important that we get the balance right. I don't want to just sign someone just to come in, just to be a fresh face around the place and not have any involvement on the team or improve the team. I think it's important whoever we bring in, you know, can go in, do a job, won't upset the spirit and the morale that the lads have got. You know, so we'll do what we can, keep plugging away. Obviously, you know, January, and then you got the loan window that opens after that. So, you know, I'm sure we'll get a body or two in somewhere along the line, and I think it's important too because it does freshen things up.
Okay, well, I mean, moving forward to Saturday. This Saturday, you know, it's a big match this Saturday. You know, Portsmouth come to town with everything that they bring with them, all the circus for this league. What are your thoughts on that one?
Massive game. You know, we've missed out Saturday. Now we'll come back to our home. You know, game we're looking to win. We know it'll be a tough game. As I said before, they seem to have tightened up. They brought a few new fresh faces in who've gone into the team and improved. One of them being the scorer on Saturday in Taylor. So yeah, you know, massive club. They'll have a big following. You know, we're sure they'll bring over 1,000 up. So it's important that the Morecambe fans get right behind us and do themselves justice off the pitch, and hopefully we can do that on the pitch and give a good account of ourselves. Whoever plays will work hard, you know, be disciplined, have a game plan set to go to, and you know, a backup plan or whatever else that we need to do to try and get something from the game. You know, obviously we're trying to win it. We can't win it. Hopefully we'll draw it. That's the way we go into every game. But it's a big game for them. You know, they're at the fourth and bottom of something they want to try and pull away. It's a big game for us because we want to look above us rather than below us. As I said before, it's just a key time in the season now. It's a little bit on a knife edge. We can go either way for me. So hopefully in front of our home fans we can play well and get a win, but we certainly need the backing of the supporters to do that.
I'm sure they will, Jim. Jim, thanks very much, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Cheers, Mark.